Welcome back, survivors. I'm SurvivalVis, and we return to where the water tastes like wine. So we've just been doing a little bit of wandering, getting a few stories, and we're leaving New Jersey, and it looks like our next stop may well be Philadelphia here. So it looks like we'll head in and see what we can find, and what other stories we may be able to pick up on the way.
The women are oblivious to your approach. Their eyes are shut. Their touch, where they hold hands, is gentle. They speak in low tones. One stifles a burst of laughter, but it brings a smile to their faces. "Sorry," says the one who laughed. "Don't be," another assures her. They don't look up.
You want to pass by quiet or step on loudly? Let's pass by quietly, see if we can hear anything.
And we give thanks for those who have left us, who we wanted gone, for the skills to thrive without them, and for the companions who make the effort joyful. The voice of the youngest wavers. The woman to her left squeezes her hand. This is not a scene to intrude upon.
I agree, that's a little interesting way to talk. Well, let's see what else we got here. Well, looks like we could hear a story right here. Surprised that some of it's not for us, but this farmer's lorting beside a couple of crates of berries, idly watching the clouds go by. Waiting for the pickup, he says, trying to make small talk. "Hey, you want to hear a wild story?" "Absolutely, what you got, sir?" He starts telling you about the headless Hessian of Sleepy Hollow. Takes a couple minutes, but suddenly he recognizes the story about the rider in the woods. Whoever told it to the farmer changed, well, a lot, but it's still pretty good. "Where'd you hear that story, feller?" "Oh, I can't remember," he says. "I think I've known it for years, since I was a boy, for sure." That can't be right. Leave him with his tale, or tell him the story happened to me. I think we're going to go for the truth on right here. Bullshit. His laughter rings down the dusty road. "You're a good joker, I'll give you that. We'll move on. It sounds like our story's grown a little bit now. And what do we got right here? Off a train? Nah. We're going to stick by the coast. I've always enjoyed the prospects of wandering along a nice coastline, seeing what we can find down the way. And with another campsite, perhaps we'll meet another person. We do have a number to meet on our journey." Mason, pay for your lie.
My twin brother Paul and I always got into trouble, but we were good.
Well, sounds like this is going to be tied to the war, or a war.
We didn't do nothing to anybody until we left. Then we hurt a lot of people. Me, more so than Paul, because he didn't make it through. The march I was on, the bonus army. It's less a bonus and more an acknowledgement of what I've had to suffer. Civilians will never understand.
Face to face with a veteran and lost quite a great deal from his fight.
Know any good jokes? I'm not so good at telling them anymore.
Let's see if we can find something that can inspire a little bit of happiness. I would like to tell him this, so maybe it'll be a good one. We don't have anything that's quite what he's after, but...
Life ain't like that, in my experience. But I guess my experience ain't normal. My family, they were good to me. Ma and Pa, and to Paul, and to my sister Jessie. Some days I wish I could find Jessie again and have her help me. She always liked Paul best. Do you know any happy stories? Hopeful ones?
Hopeful I do. Take a listen to this one here. Hopefully it'll curve you around a little bit more and cheer you up with what you've gone through.
For a moment there, just a moment. too. The future's the issue, ain't it? Great War leaves us nothing to go back to, plucking up the hope and leaving us only with the vile and the unforgiving. Tell me a happy story. Something to make the world seem kind.
Okay. I think you'll probably enjoy that one quite a deal then, of the 2 Men at the Lighthouse.
I like that one. There's some hope left for you too, you know. Don't give it away too quickly. The past doesn't even feel like it happened. It feels like it's happening in every moment, in every slumber.
That's interesting. The past, does it ever really die? Does it just carry it along with you through and through?
When your memories come back to you, do they clutch at you? At your heart? My brother Paul used to love scary stories. Tell me one.
I do got a good one for you there, sir.
Paul used to love that kind of dark campfire stuff. Imprisonment? The more days I check off, the more I'm convinced that birth is an imprisonment. I must eat, so I must have money. I must have money, so I must work. It's an inevitable prison.
Yeah, that's a very deep way of looking at it, and in ways I can see and agree to that notion.
So anyway, tell me a funny story? You seem like you know a few good ones.
Oh, funny, eh? I think that's one I'm a little bit looking for. Definitely not looking to tell him anything sad. Don't think I want to tell him about the fortune teller. Yeah, maybe we'll tell him about the train. Maybe that'll help cheer him up and through.
You know, the government told us to keep our chins up too, but I didn't believe them either. My faith? Well, God and I haven't been on speaking terms since I got the infection. I gave the fucker so many chances to make things right, and he hasn't followed through. Here's the sun. I've got to go. I'm headed up the road this way. Will our paths cross?
I'm actually not reckoning I'm sure where he is, to be honest. Because he's not up in Washington. Look like down in California. He's heading down towards Florida. No. I know we're right here. Oh, there he is, up corner New York there.
Days come and go and the terrors return. They'll never be able to pay back what they owe me, but I'll always keep at it. What about you? Is there something somebody owes you?
I'd say more the other way around there. But we did get to hear Mason and learn a little more. And we're right up to Washington now. Let's enter D.C. A little bit of exploring.
The mailman's uniform is dated and worn. He sits on the edge of the road, head in hands. He looks up as you approach. Can you help? Car clipped me. I think my legs... Well, I'd appreciate it if you could deliver this for me. He holds out a brown envelope.
Let's deliver that letter for the poor soul.
The letter's addressed to a James Gibson Sr., 120 J Street. But the city stymies you. The blocks run straight from I to K. You stop a man for directions, but he shakes his head and laughs. Someone's playing a joke on you. There's no J Street.
So keep looking or head on back. You know what? He asked us to deliver, maybe we'll keep looking to see.
Over here! A woman in a brown coat overheard your question. She steers you down an alley. Someone's chalked a big orange J on one wall. I thought Clovis was late. Go left up ahead. Old Man Gibson's the third on the right.
Let's go on alone, shall we?
As you round the corner, the world changes. J Street is a place out of time. like the city forgot an entire street a century ago and carried on around it, oblivious. Even the noise and bustle of D.C. can't penetrate this little pocket.
Let's knock on that door, shall we?
The man who answers is ancient and stooped. He peers at the letter. I think it's from my son. I don't see so well anymore. Will you read it to me? You tear the letter open. It isn't good news.
I feel like this is something the wolf has a hand in, but better to be truthful and honest than to have to lie just for the sake of it.
He fights it, but his face crumbles. Tears roll down his cheeks. It's better to know. I've been waiting a long time for this. His shaking hand takes the letter. Thank you for telling me.
I feel sorry for the poor man. Let's do a little more looking for work, shall we? You hit 4 factories, but nobody's hiring today. Soon you notice you're cruising around the city with the same loose group of rejected laborers. Coughing men in baggy clothes, men with babies tied to their backs, an older fellow with only one hand. Nobody wants us. After the 5th factory, everyone makes a signed agreement and give up. You sit on the curb across from the factory doors and eat your sad little lunches together in silence. Screw this city, huh? Looks like that's all we'll have for there. I want to see what we got for our inventory. We do got a pair of dice. Number of stores here. I don't know if we actually have that many we can swap between. And we got a lot to go. So looks like for scare stores, we can choose one of the 3. To be honest, I might go for the winged goat. That seemed like a good one. Little journey log, our map. So we can see a little bit of where we've been going. It looks like there's somebody down to the south there we've yet to meet too. And progress-wise, get a little bit there. Oh, not too bad at all. We are kind of out of money though. We want to head on south.
I'll see them far and long. 'Cause when the night come down for to take me hand
how
in
do we
hand,
get on
this
south
will
then?
be
Gotta-
my tale, my vagrant song.
We got a hitchhike across the river?
This will be my tale, my vagrant song.
I guess we're along for a little hitchhike through the country a little ways. Biggest thing was just getting across the river. Now I have no idea where we're heading. But then again, that might be just the trick we need to enjoy the game at its fullest. Just wandering and gathering whatever stores we can. Going wherever we're going. Looks like you're letting us in close to the heartland there.
Well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones
we're in
of the
Virginia now.
earth. I'm gonna dig
West
my
Virginia, just
heels
over
into
there.
the ground. 'Cause when that very man come for to tally
No, maybe this is still Virginia. I guess it's just the way the roads and the borders got drawn on the land. It's a little odd. Come on, head down to Tennessee.
Well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones.
It's a good thing that I ain't monetized yet, because I do not think I'd be able to keep this going. Or or I would definitely get copyrighted. But I do gotta admit, wonderful choice of soundtrack for the game. Wonderful choice of soundtrack. Seeing nothing quite though, so maybe we'll have to carry our way along quite a ways. Let's take a little time here in Chattanooga, shall we? See what we can find here.
You emerge from the underbrush and find yourself at the edge of a field. A farmhouse sits at the other end. Close by, large family is tending to the plants together. They pause and regard you, almost nervously.
Hello there?
The grandmother asks.
Well, hello there.
The family is almost too nice to you. When you ask for water, they don't even let you walk to the pump by the house. A child runs back to the shed for a folding chair, and they serve you lemonade in a glass among the lettuce heads.
That is mighty kind of this family.
Halfway through your glass, you notice someone moving furtively down by the house. The cuffs of his white shirt are stained red. The father sees your look and shifts to block your view. His eyes are bright and his teeth are bared in something like worry. How do you like your lemonade?
Yeah, it's great, but I think our visits your hospitality might be running mighty short now.
His wife arrives with a bag full of sandwiches for you, and the whole family ushers you back into the woods, waving, wishing you well. You take one look back over your shoulder. The man by the wall is gone.
That's a new story, all right. Let's just building these up slow and sure.
You rest in a field where a well-dressed stranger talks your ear off on all manner of subjects. The weather, fireflies in summer, how combine harvesters work. After a while, the mood shifts. Heard my death bones this morning.
Heard your death bones? Bones telling you when your time's coming up?
Death bones. Heard 'em rattle like clank, clink, clank. More startling than wind chimes in a tornado. He plucks dry grass and chews on a piece. Ain't much time left now.
You may seem young, but being young don't mean you're going to survive it a lot. You can't really bank on that, but let's see about any family.
Not much. Sent him a letter, mostly apologies. Bothered the postwoman a lot about how to spell this and that. Ain't that bad. He seems to perk up some. I did right by most folks.
I'll give a little nod at the head for him.
Sure was good to meet you. The man pauses, rubs his chin in contemplation. Don't let the bedbugs bite. He walks off slow. After his silhouette becomes small in the horizon, but before he vanishes, you see him collapse to the ground.
I think we just witnessed his last moment, to be honest. And we're just going to move on, apparently. I think it's a rare man you could find who'd be alright with death. And now we're on our way to Atlanta, Georgia. Or almost to Atlanta, Georgia. I see a little stop on the way that maybe we can take a peek at and see.
Faded shotgun houses sit in rows under the tall shadows of smokestacks. A worker in full uniform hollers from a porch. "Hey, traveler! Throw me inside! Got some literature here!"
Let's go inside and take this man up on his offer, shall we?
As you shut the door, the man glances out the window and draws the shades. "Landlord toss you out? Ha! Don't mind me, it's none of my business." He pries up a floorboard with a crowbar.
Curious little interaction so far, ain't it?
You glance over the man's shoulder to see inside the compartment. Canned goods, a pile of leaflets, the wood stock of a rifle. He replaces the board and stands.
Yeah, may not want to let him know we saw his little cache there.
He hands you a can of whole potatoes, then a leaflet which reads, "No evictions, no fascists, no hunger." "Headed back to the shop, but we'll have a Bible meet soon."
I travel around, or let's watch this Bible meet.
Bible meet. If you don't know James 5:1 by heart, learn it. That's our favorite scripture.
Well, let's move on, but seems like we found a worker in the company house. Maybe we'll end things off with a little trip into Atlanta City, shall we? Atlanta's suffering, you can tell. Even before this depression got started, crops were failing and farms were closing. Now everyone's looking desperate. Let's explore a little, shall we?
You find yourself in a poker game on the 3rd floor of the Winecoff Hotel. Sometimes these things just happen.
Yeah, sure. Sometimes you get roped into random poker games when you're broke in the 3rd floor of a hotel.
The man with the burned face to your left, he never gave his name, growls at the smiling man seated on your right. "You ain't got the stomach. I killed men for lessons in that pot." Smiler plays on and takes the hand. The burned man bares his teeth.
Let's deal and see how these gentlemen play.
This hand comes down to the burned man and Smiler. "Walk away, boy," says the burned man. Smiler drops his grin. "Ain't your boy, Roy." Roy's eye twitches. Smiler outplays Roy again, and a new hand comes around.
Getting tense over the table, let's look at what the cards are.
You've got an okay hand. Not a world beater, but not nothing.
Let's press our luck. See what we can stir up here.
For a moment, you think you have it. But Smiler calls and you're outclassed. Roy's preoccupied and has to be nudged into dealing.
We'll play all a little here.
You finally hit a decent hand.
Let's try and make it count.
Roy is still staring at Smiler. "What'd you say your name was?" "I didn't. But it's Jackson." "Jackson," repeats Roy. "I knew a Jackson once." There's a fierce look in Roy's eye.
That's interesting. Thinking they're the same Jackson? Let's see what we got.
You play your hand well, but Smiler has you beat. He takes the lion's share of the chips on the table. Roy cashes out and slips away. You play a few more rounds, but that hand practically sewed up the game. As you leave the hotel, you smell smoke. You cross the street and look up. Flames have engulfed the 3rd floor, where you played the game. The fire spreads hungrily. People are leaning out of windows on the floors above, but you can't see any way to help.
And we're just apparently going to move on, because why not? Panhandler always look for work if we can. You're waiting for the light to change outside the corner store when the cashier sticks his head out the window and starts, "Hey, got some time? Want a little cash?" "Sure, what do you got for us?" "It needs help moving cases of compressed pop fizz into the back room. We go through like 3 of these a week now," he explains. "People in this town are absolutely fiends for soda. There's 3 soda jerks in this neighborhood alone, and we're still making a killing. Wild for 'em. I can't stand the stuff, though," he admits, "and I'm not sure it's right." "How do you mean?" "You read the ingredients?" he asks. "Curled my hair, no lie." And with that cryptic warning, he tosses you some coins, gets back to selling soda. Now we got a little bit of coin with us now. And with that little time in Atlanta, Georgia, we're going to bring an episode to a close. I want to thank all y'all for sticking around, enjoying our little wander through the United States. We got a long, long ways ahead. And if you're liking the series and you'd want to see it keep on going, be sure to leave a like or even a comment saying how much you enjoy it. Or even any suggestions. I always want to hear from you, survivors and travelers alike. If you really do enjoy the content, maybe think about hitting a subscription with my channel here. I'm always eager to put out new content per day, and hopefully it can keep you entertained through and through. Until next time I see you, those survivors and travelers, please remember to take care and stay alive.